There is a voice calling you beyond the noise, asking a simple but powerful question. Are you there? This is your moment to listen, to respond, and to step into what you were created for. There comes a moment in life when the noise fades, the crowd disappears, and all that remains is a quiet, piercing question echoing deep within your spirit. My child, are you there? I really need you. This is not the voice of desperation. It is the voice of purpose calling you into alignment. Too often, people believe they are the ones constantly needing God, asking, seeking, waiting. But what if today you understood something deeper, that heaven is also waiting on you? You were not created by accident. You were designed with intention, equipped with gifts, and positioned in this generation for a reason. Yet many live disconnected, distracted, and distant, chasing things that were never meant to fulfill them. While you are busy asking God for direction, He is asking you for availability. While you are praying for opportunity, He is searching for obedience. The question is not whether God is speaking. The question is, are you present enough to respond? When God says, I need you, He is not expressing lack. He is revealing assignment. The Creator of the universe chooses to work through His creation. That means your voice, your hands, your decisions, they matter. There is something in this world that cannot be completed unless you show up. There are lives waiting to be touched, environments waiting to be changed, and problems waiting for the solution locked inside of you. But here is the challenge. Many people are absent in their own calling, physically present, but spiritually unavailable. You cannot answer a divine call with a distracted mind and a divided heart. Alignment requires attention. Purpose demands priority. You cannot keep postponing what you were born to do. Every delay is not just a delay for you. It's a delay for everyone connected to your assignment. God is not calling you because you are perfect. He is calling you because you are necessary. Your flaws do not disqualify you. Your refusal does. Stop waiting until you feel ready. Readiness is not a feeling. It is a decision. The moment you decide to respond, you step into alignment. And when alignment happens, power is released. Doors open. Clarity comes. Strength rises. Think about it. What if the breakthrough you are praying for is tied to the obedience you are avoiding? What if the next level of your life is waiting on your response to this simple call? Are you there? This is not about religion. This is about relationship and responsibility. It is about recognizing that your life carries weight, meaning, and divine intention. So today, answer boldly, silence the distractions, lay aside the excuses, and respond with confidence. Yes, I am here. Not tomorrow. Not when it's convenient. Now. Because when you show up, everything begins to shift. Your presence activates purpose, and your obedience unlocks impact. God is calling. The question is no longer whether He needs you. The real question is, will you answer? Heaven is not silent, and it is not inactive. It is waiting. Waiting not in weakness, but in expectation. There is a divine rhythm to life, a flow that requires your participation, and until you step into it, certain things remain on hold. Many people spend years asking, praying, hoping, and wondering when things will change, but they overlook a powerful truth. The delay is not always on heaven's side. Sometimes heaven is waiting on your response. You are not just a receiver in this life. You are a participant, a vessel through which purpose is meant to move and manifest. Every gift placed inside of you, every idea that stirs your heart, every conviction you feel, these are not coincidences. They are signals, invitations calling you to step forward. But invitation requires response. A call demands an answer, and until you respond, potential remains untapped and purpose remains unfulfilled. You cannot expect movement in your life while remaining stationary in your obedience. There comes a point where waiting becomes an excuse and hesitation becomes disobedience. You keep asking for signs, for confirmation, for clarity, yet deep inside, you already know what you are meant to do. The issue is not lack of direction, it is lack of decision. Heaven does not force your participation, it honors your willingness. That means your yes carries power. Your decision to act, to step out, to trust even when you do not see the full picture is what activates the next level. When you respond, things begin to align in ways you could never orchestrate on your own. Doors open that you didn't knock on. Opportunities appear that you didn't chase. Strength rises within you that you didn't know you had. But none of this happens until you move. You must understand that your response is a trigger. It sets things in motion not only for you but for others connected to your life. There are people waiting for your obedience, even if they don't know your name yet. There are solutions locked inside of you that this world is waiting to experience. So every moment you delay, something greater is being postponed. This is why your response matters so much. It is not small and it is not insignificant. It is the bridge between where you are and where you are meant to be. Heaven has already spoken. The question is no longer whether direction has been given. The real question is, will you respond? Purpose is not something you stumble into by accident. It is something you step into with intention, and that requires your full presence. You cannot live a distracted life and expect to walk in a focused calling. Too many people want clarity about their purpose, while their attention is scattered across things that don't matter. They are physically present in life, but mentally absent from their assignment. Purpose does not respond to half-hearted attention. It demands awareness, discipline, and a willingness to be fully engaged in the moment you are in. If your mind is constantly consumed by comparison, fear, or unnecessary noise, you will miss the subtle directions that guide you toward your destiny. Being present means more than just showing up. It means being aligned. It means your thoughts, your actions, and your priorities are in harmony with what you were created to do. When you are present, you begin to notice things others overlook. You become sensitive to opportunities, responsive to direction, and intentional with your time. But when you are absent, even the clearest opportunities can pass you by unnoticed. You cannot fulfill a meaningful purpose while living on autopilot. Purpose requires consciousness. It requires you to wake up not just physically but mentally and spiritually, aware that your life carries responsibility. One of the greatest enemies of presence is distraction. Distraction is not always something negative. Sometimes it comes in the form of good things that are simply not your things. You can be busy, productive, and still be completely out of alignment. That is why presence is so powerful. It forces you to evaluate where your energy is going. Are you investing your time in what truly matters, or are you simply reacting to everything around you? Purpose is not found in reaction, it is discovered in intentionality. You must choose to be where you are, fully and completely, instead of constantly wishing to be somewhere else. Another challenge is the tendency to live in the past or worry about the future. But purpose operates in the present. You cannot change yesterday and you cannot control tomorrow, but you can respond today. The decisions you make now shape the path ahead. When you are present, you maximize each moment, understanding that even small steps in the right direction carry significance. You stop waiting for perfect conditions and start working with what you have. Your presence is your power. It is the gateway through which purpose flows. When you commit to being fully engaged, aligned, and attentive, you position yourself to walk in what you were created for. The question is not whether you have a purpose. The question is whether you are present enough to live it. Readiness is often misunderstood as a feeling that arrives after fear disappears, after clarity is complete, and after confidence is fully built. But that moment rarely comes. If you wait to feel ready, you may wait forever. The truth is, readiness is not something you feel, it is something you decide. It is a choice you make in the presence of uncertainty, a commitment you embrace even when doubt is still whispering in your mind. Most people delay their progress not because they lack ability, but because they are waiting for emotional permission to move forward. They want guarantees, perfect timing, and complete assurance. But purpose does not operate on comfort. It operates on conviction. Every significant step in life requires you to move before you feel prepared. The feeling of readiness is often a result of action, not a prerequisite for it. Confidence grows as you go, not before you begin. Strength is developed in the process, not in the planning stage. When you decide to step forward, even with trembling hands and unanswered questions, something shifts within you. You begin to access resources, ideas, and resilience that were not available when you were standing still. Action activates capacity. Movement creates momentum. And momentum builds belief. The danger of waiting for a feeling is that feelings are unstable. They change with circumstances, emotions, and external influences. One moment you may feel inspired, and the next you may feel afraid. If your progress depends on how you feel, Your life will move in cycles of inconsistency. But when you base your decisions on purpose instead of emotion, you create stability. You move with intention rather than impulse. You act because you have decided, not because you are comfortable. There will always be reasons to hesitate. There will always be risks, unknowns, and challenges that make you question yourself. But those things do not disqualify you. They are part of the journey. Readiness is not the absence of fear. It is the willingness to move despite it. It is the moment you stop negotiating with your excuses and start committing to your calling. When you decide you are ready, you are not claiming perfection. You are declaring availability. You must understand that waiting has a cost. Every day you postpone action is a day lost that you cannot recover. Opportunities do not remain open indefinitely, and purpose does not wait forever for your participation. The decision to act now, even imperfectly, is more powerful than endless preparation without execution. You learn by doing, you grow by stepping out, and you discover your true capacity by engaging with what challenges you. So stop asking yourself if you feel ready. That question will keep you stuck. Instead, ask yourself if you are willing, because willingness leads to decision, and decision leads to action. The moment you decide, you step into readiness, and everything begins to align with your choice. Obedience is often seen as a simple act of following instructions, but in reality, it is the key that unlocks impact far beyond what you can see. It is not just about doing what you are told. It is about aligning yourself with a purpose that is greater than your own understanding. Many people underestimate the power of a single act of obedience because they focus only on immediate results. They want to see the full picture before they move, but purpose does not reveal itself all at once. It unfolds step by step, and each step requires trust. When you choose to obey, even when it doesn't make complete sense, you position yourself in the flow of something greater than your logic. Your obedience is not isolated, it is connected. Every decision you make has the potential to influence lives, open doors, and create change in ways you may never fully comprehend. There are moments when a simple action, a word spoken, or a step taken in faith becomes the turning point for someone else's life. You may not see it immediately, and you may never receive recognition for it, but that does not diminish its value. Impact is not always visible in the moment. It often reveals itself over time. This is why obedience requires a level of humility and trust. You must be willing to act without needing applause, to move without needing full understanding. One of the greatest barriers to obedience is the desire for control. People want to manage outcomes, predict results, and ensure success before they take action. But obedience asks you to release that control. It challenges you to trust the process, even when it leads you into unfamiliar territory. Growth rarely happens in comfort zones. It happens when you step beyond what is predictable and embrace what requires faith. In those moments, your obedience becomes a bridge between intention and transformation. Another challenge is the fear of insignificance. You may think that what you are being asked to do is too small to matter. But there is no such thing as a small act when it is connected to purpose. Great impact is often built on consistent, seemingly ordinary decisions made over time. The small step you take today could be the foundation for something extraordinary tomorrow. What matters is not the size of the action, but the willingness to take it. You must also understand that disobedience carries a cost. When you ignore what you know you should do, you delay not only your own progress, but also the progress of others who are connected to your journey. There are opportunities, breakthroughs, and transformations tied to your obedience. When you say yes, you activate movement. You create momentum that extends beyond your own life. So do not wait for perfect clarity or ideal conditions. Respond with what you have, where you are. Trust that your obedience, no matter how simple it seems, carries the power to unlock impact in ways you cannot yet imagine. This message is clear. Your life is not slutchy, and your purpose is not optional. The call has already been made, and everything you've been seeking is connected to how you respond. Heaven is waiting. Purpose is calling, and your moment is now. You don't need more time, more signs, or more confirmation. You need a decision. Step out of hesitation, silence the distractions, and choose to be present, ready, and obedient. Because when you respond, everything begins to move. Clarity, direction, and impact. Now is your moment to answer. Don't delay what you already know. Take one bold step today, whether it's starting, speaking, changing, or committing. Say yes with your actions, not just your words. Your purpose is waiting on the other side of your response. The call has been made. Now the response is in your hands. Answer boldly, because your yes has the power to change everything.